Jermaine. Just Jermaine. Just Jermaine. Just Jermaine. Just Jermaine. Just Jermaine. Just Jermaine.
All right. What's going on, everybody? Today, I'm right here going live with Benaiah Urquhart.
Yes, sir. What's good, people?
For those of y'all that don't know this young man, this man is a dynamic talent. When I say dynamic, I'm talking about producing off the charts, vocalist off the charts. And the bad part about it, I knew this man produced for years and never known this man had a voice like he has until like 10 years later, which is the craziest thing. And that was like the craziest thing, man, because I didn't know, because first of all, you was on the quiet side.
Yeah, still am in a way, man. I'm opening up now, brother.
Because, I was always around your brother. We was always in the studio doing stuff. But I knew you produced, but I was like, when they first told me, they was like, man, no, my brother can sing, bro. And I'm like, what? I said, I ain't never heard him sing. He don't even talk. But those are the ones. Right. Those are the ones.
Yeah.
That's what I found out, man. So what you got going on right now? You got any albums that's already out, any albums that you're currently working on that you're about to put out?
Well, right now I got a family album out. That's you can get it on Spotify, iTunes. It's called Call on Jesus, and just look up the Urquharts. That's CHEURQUHART if you can't spell it, and that's us. You'll find us.
Okay, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. See, I had the opportunity to actually listen to the album, and I like it.
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, everybody just heard it so far. We got some pretty good feedback from it.
Yeah.
Very appreciative of that. It took a lot of work.
Yeah, the only thing you got to do now, man, is basically stay focused on the promotion side of things and keep pushing it. Got to keep pushing. Because there are so many songs, man, that people put out, they actually recorded those songs years ago.
Yeah.
And they're just now hitting. So you just got to keep pushing it, man, because you never know who may hear it and when they may hear it. Because you never know. Just like, okay, for an example, you can be in the mall, right?
Yeah.
And you could be humming a tune to a song that you wrote 4 or 5 years ago. And next thing you know, it could be an A&R rep like, yo, what's that you humming? You like, man, that was something I wrote a long time ago. Stuff like that happens all the time.
All the time, brother. That's real.
That's why you got to stay locked and loaded, man. You got to stay ready at all times.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I'm going to give you a little brief synopsis on the purpose of this podcast, right?
Uh-huh.
This podcast is mainly for producers, engineers, songwriters, executives, lawyers, anybody concerned with music. It can even be the hype man. Because everybody got a story. Everybody has an untold story. And with that being said, I know we're going to dig into some of yours. I mean, we got to dig into some of yours, man. Because I know for a fact, because you've been way too quiet over these years. And I was like, when you start putting out videos and I start hearing your voice more and more, I said, yo, this boy can blow. But for some odd reason, I'm like, yo, why couldn't I never get this man in the studio to come and record this album, man? What's holding the album back?
Most of the holdups are ourselves, man. Sometimes I get caught up in other things, man, trying to find the right avenue. Sometimes can delay a lot of things. Like, I don't know if I want to be on the road, a road musician, a studio musician.
Right.
It's a lot in it. I'm in the church, and that be sometimes have me. I'm only one person,
Church will have you going, man.
It gets tough, but now I'm at a point now where I'm just making that time, like, because time is something we just can't get back, and
you're absolutely right.
What we're called to do, man, and at the end of the day, make time for it.
Definitely, your calling is definitely coming from your voice. You got something inside of you that the world needs to hear.
Man, I appreciate that, brother.
If you don't mind, you feel like singing a couple bars for the people?
Oh man.
Yeah, hey, you're not the only one I done caught off guard like this, man.
Oh yeah, you really caught me off guard, man. Oh, I wasn't ready for that.
Trust me, you're not the only one I caught off guard, man. I was with Jarrell on the last episode, and I just came out of the blue with his. I'm like, man, let me get a couple bars off something, because I catch you at the wrong time. Because I'm gonna tell you why I do that.
Mm-hmm.
What if all of a sudden, like I said, opportunity presents itself? You in front of Kurt Franklin. Kurt be like, yo, let me hear something.
Oh man.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ain't got time to go run and get a bottle of water. Go get you some tea. You ain't got time to do no warm ups or nothing. So what you gonna do?
Oh man. Let me see, man.
Just one or two bars, just so the people can hear you.
There's a praise on the inside that I can't keep to myself. Whoa, how love stirring up from the depths of my soul. So excuse me if I seem a little giddy or maybe even strange, 'cause praise is the way I say thanks.
Look at that. Man, look at that, boy. Look at that, boy. See, that right there is the reason why you got to put out an album.
Oh, man.
Got to.
I'm working on it, brother. I actually am. I got some stuff in the making, man, and I'm going to need you to do what you do to get it going, to get it sounding crispy. You know what I mean?
Oh, no problem, man. No problem, man. You know, my number don't change.
Yes, sir.
You got my 7, so all you got to do is just hit it up. Let me know when you're ready. Tell me what you're shooting for, what you're looking for.
Soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've definitely been waiting on this. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, and I know you saying something earlier about being a road musician.
Yeah.
Now how was that coming?
Right now, man, is I'm playing with three different bands, and man, let me tell you, man, you know, a lot of people see you on stage, and you know, they see I guess you could call it the glory of it, but
right.
Man, the practices and the rehearsals, and sometimes I might have to go to a gig that's 3 hours away.
Right.
And, you know, they don't see the traveling.
Right.
And you know, it's crazy, man. But right now it's good because I'm doing a lot of networking at the same time. So that's the good part about the whole thing is networking. You know, and doing what you love in front of different people. You know, that's what I like about it.
Networking is one of the biggest things that a lot of people don't put forth a great effort to doing.
Yeah.
I don't know why. They feel like you got a lot of road musicians who be like, okay, I'm going on the road. I'm going to play at this gig. I'm going to put it on social media. But the whole time the camera just on you. And, okay, your social media fans, they hear it. They see it. But now what? What's next?
Exactly.
The problem is we go quiet too long.
Yeah.
We can't do that. We can't do that. Especially with y'all being road musicians, man. You got to steady pump stuff out there. You got to keep letting people know this is what you do and this is your gift. Facts,
brother. Yeah, man. It's all about, man. Then, you know, it's really a lot about staying humble, man. You know, it's like, because you never know who you might be talking to.
Right.
And sometimes you can get it, you know, especially on the road, and you think you're doing something, and you can be talking to one of the biggest, you know, whatever, executives, and, you know, and what you're trying to do, and you don't even realize it and just kill your opportunity without even knowing it. So it's good to just be humble and be transparent.
Right.
You know, that's the way I try to be, you know, when I'm out and stuff, you know.
You have to be.
Yeah, ain't no doubt about it.
Hey, because your first impression can also be your last.
Yeah. And it be that way a lot. You know, when you know better, you do better.
Exactly. Yeah. A lot of that comes with past experience, man, because I know back in the day, a lot of us didn't have that right experience that we needed. So a lot of mistakes was made back in the day, because you know me, how I started off in the studio in a barn.
Yeah.
Started off in the barn, and you know had a couple pieces of equipment inside of there. You know, nothing major. Had the Firewire 410. stuff like that. You know, just basically a startup pack. And I believe that was when Pro Tools 7 was out. So that was a long time ago.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now that we up on Pro Tools 10, you know, I'm running in a lot of stuff, man. That's when I started digging into different compressors, EQs, and all of that stuff, man. Trying to get used to what's inside of the mainstream. Because what motivated me is because, you know, I started off doing design work, doing album covers, taking the pictures.
That's right.
And I had no love for anything else. I was like, man, my passion is just design, doing this. Yeah. But what happened was the guys needed a ride to the studio, and they actually went to a studio up in Virginia where Usher recorded a couple songs of My Way out of.
Oh, wow.
And it's crazy because when I walked in and I seen the platinum plaques on the wall and I saw Usher, I was like, what? And I was like, and then I asked the engineer, I was like, man, Usher recorded in here? Because, you know, at that time, I was like, I didn't know. He was like, yeah, he recorded in here. Yeah, he said, that's why we got the plaques on the wall. He said, all the plaques that you see on the wall is people who actually recorded those records in this studio. So he told me, and I asked him, I'm asking a ton of questions. And then I noticed that the boys, because they didn't have a ride, so they asked me to carry them. So I carried them there, and, you know, I'm just sitting around waiting, and I'm watching the engineer. And this man was getting paid $100 an hour. And he was doing nothing but clicking buttons.
Yeah, that's it, bro.
And I'm like, wait a minute. This can't be your life, bro. I'm like, I'm like, these cats is in here. They got some songs well put together, some of them they don't. So a lot of times they just sitting around putting plans and stuff together. But yet this man's still on that ticker. So I'm like, you get $100 an hour, bro. And I know they done been here about 5 hours already.
Yes, sir. That's 500 right there.
500 easy. And he was like, yeah, man. He said, they done booked it for the day. I said, they booked it for the day. He was like, yeah. He said, so I just sit in here, click buttons, man, and that's it. But they didn't even hire the man to mix the records. They hired him for tracking.
Wow.
I'm like, what? So that was the crazy part.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, they want me to mix it. It's a whole nother price. And then I started asking more questions like, what is this outboard gear you have? Like, what is this? What is this? What is this? And then he would just put me on. And then the older I got, the more I started loving audio and the more I started listening to music, and I started hearing things that could sound better in a song.
Yeah. I
was like, man, this song might have need a little bit more bass, or they need to drop the bass down 2 dB or something like that. They need to bring that vocal up, or that vocalist is tucked too much. You know, this type of reverb will sound better on that vocal. Man, like I was just going. I said, you know what, man? Yeah. I would tell it. Then I started to believe in myself, and I said, I believe I can do this.
Yeah. And man, you God knows you can, brother.
Man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. I try. I ain't gonna lie. I try my best. I'm still not the best in the world because we got cats out there like Jack Joseph, Tony Maserati. You got Guru. I mean, you got cats out there who's in the industry, and they've been doing on the industry level for so long. These guys are so good, man. I watch some of their videos, and I listen to them, and I'm like, yo, that's the same information I know. But how in the world does your stuff sound so much better? So, you know, just practicing your craft, man. Practicing your craft. It's just like you take a carpenter and tell him to build you a house. He can have a house built in a couple of months with a hammer and nails.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to say roughly 5 to 6 months, hammer and nails, right? But then they come back and say, hey, if I give me a nail gun, I can knock 2 months off this project.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's when I knew, okay, I need to upgrade from the 5Y410 and get me some better equipment. I need to increase my sound. So that was my main thing, was trying to be competitive with everybody else inside of the industry, man. So I just studied my craft. The same way as any producer, any other engineer or artist or songwriter. You know, just study your craft and get better at what you do.
That's it. That's it, brother.
So when you prepping, what do you do to prep up for a studio session?
The first thing I try to do before anything, man, I try to have my mind on what I'm doing.
Right.
You know, and then at the same time, you know, things happen, man. I try to approach music like a life form in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like what can I put together that can like help somebody? You know, when I'm thinking music, I'm thinking like outside of the box of music. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, man. I'm more on like I want to like I start music like a journey, man. So it's like I try to create an avenue that you can escape to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I feel like when I'm doing music, it's like it takes my mind off of what I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, it's almost like I don't want to say a drug, but it's really like it's like a pill, man. It's like a chill pill for me, and I try to emulate that to other people that might need it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
From the beginning, that's what I do, and then
Mm-hmm.
then I just put it together, man. I try to not. I have an idea of what I want to do before I do it, and then I just go do it. Basically.
Okay. It all starts with having an idea.
That's it. I get an idea, and then I just run with it.
Right.
And then, then all the, arranging and stuff, I do that pretty much like after the fact, like, so then I can like, maybe I don't want this certain sound at the beginning, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I put it all out there and then I organize it.
Right. When you're going through this process, do you like to be in the studio by yourself? Or you a loner? Or do you like to have individuals around you so you can feed off their energy?
I'm like a loner, man, but I've done both. I actually like both experiences, but I'm more so a loner when I'm doing stuff like cause like sometimes I might have an idea that I know others might not agree with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'm trying to, cause they might not to say that they thinking in the box, but I try to be so outside of the box where I don't want like opinion to like sway me from what I really hear. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But but sometimes like I like situations where sometimes I don't hear anything. Then it's good to get another perspective on, man, you can add this and be like, oh yeah, that do make sense. So, so I like both experiences, to be honest.
Okay. You on Facebook?
Yeah.
You on IG?
Yeah.
Give everybody.
I need to get up there more though. I'm not on Instagram as much as I should be, man. I mean, but I'm gonna get more active up there.
Definitely need to be active on social media.
Yeah.
Any social media site that you want, Facebook, IG, Twitter, Tumblr, whatever. Anything that you own, you have to be active. Every time if you put one post on one, put it on all of them.
Exactly.
Shoot,
exactly.
If you got a LinkedIn page, post your music on your LinkedIn page. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna drop a nugget on you right quick.
All right. I'm all for it.
On your LinkedIn page, there's a whole nother crowd of people on LinkedIn than it is on Facebook and IG.
That's true.
I'm talking about executives, people that's on those higher levels that can get you exactly what you want. I'm trying to tell you. Wow. I found so many people just because of LinkedIn. LinkedIn got a whole nother crowd. It ain't no wilding out crazy stuff like you see on Facebook and IG. You can't. You can barely go scroll up your wall without somebody posting something about a naked chick or somebody getting beat up or shot, something crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But on LinkedIn, everything is on a professional level.
Yeah.
So it's not. So it's a site that you can go post your resume, and hopefully a recruiter or somebody hit you up for a job. But that's the thing. You trying to make you're not just trying to get a job. You're trying to create your career.
That's right.
So there are actually executives on LinkedIn. And they don't post much, but some of them be doing a lot of conferences and stuff. Pay attention to the conferences that they're doing. Then that's when you got to ask yourself, okay, this person is at this conference doing this. Because I started following people in engineers groups, and I just went from there.
Yeah.
So I haven't reached out to anybody yet. I'm trying to build my clientele up, and then at the same time, I'm trying to build me up.
Yeah.
That's the most important part. Like, do you have you took some professional pictures yet?
I'm in the process of that right now. I'm in the process of it.
Get some headshots, body shots, get everything that you need.
Yeah.
And once you started doing this, go ahead and put your profile together, get your autobiography up, get everything together. So when you want to present yourself, you want to be able to hand somebody a package that looks like something that came from $1 million company.
Yeah.
Necessarily, you don't have to put $1 million behind it.
No.
You just need to put the right people behind it.
That's right.
So, so that's one way that you can actually build yourself up, man. And definitely get you a manager.
Yeah.
Definitely need a manager. I'm talking about somebody who's already been doing this.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the first opportunity that you get, make sure that you can get you a manager, somebody who's been in the game a long time.
Yeah.
And just look them up on different social media sites, Facebook. Most of them are not even on Facebook, so I'm not even going to name Facebook like that.
Yeah.
But most of them are on IG and Twitter. Like I said, a lot of them is on LinkedIn. But I think Twitter is like the biggest thing that's out right now. So if you got a Twitter account, make sure you make sure that your Twitter account is active all the time. If you're having a studio session, go ahead and put your craft together. Let folks know you in the studio. I know at one point, man, you was putting out back-to-back videos of you working on some new music, or you just singing. Yeah. Bruh, keep it pushing, man. Keep it pushing. Keep doing what you do, because you got a God-given talent, man. Your voice is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So why not share that with the world? The world needs to hear you.
I agree.
Definitely. Way too much talent, man, especially around in the Hosca area, man. That 252 area, man, we got a lot of talent in this area, man.
Yes, we do.
You think about, we got some of the best, some of the top producers, some of the top artists, some of the top songwriters, engineers, you name it, man. Just in general, when it comes to music, man, there's nothing else in the area to do but do music. So you have no choice but to be great at it. But there's so much talent. There's so much talent in that area, man. But the thing is, man, we got to uplift one another. We got to find ways of helping one another. And that's like one of the main reasons why I created this podcast. So,
man, keep this going, brother. This is going to be awesome, man. It's already awesome. So
I appreciate that.
Get into it, man. This is going to be very uplifting, man.
Because I want the average Joe to know to believe in themselves, but I also want them to know the negative sides to it as well. Because a lot of people don't know all the negatives that's to it. Because you got to understand, you're going to go through trials and tribulations. So I don't want only just to tell the good stories. I want to tell the horror stories as well.
The whole story.
Yeah.
Everybody get the glory. They don't know about the Lord knows the test, man.
Right. I mean, you know what? This is one thing that happened with me in the studio. And Damien can actually contest to this because he was part of it. We actually recorded Damien's first album over 10 years ago.
Wow.
It may be longer than that. The reason why it did not come out is because the computer crashed and the hard drive failed. We had to start from scratch, and then we got halfway through it, and then Damien, he had the same problem. His hard drive went out. So, but the thing was, I learned my lesson from the first time, and that's when I told Damien, I was like, yo, we need to put everything on the external hard drives. So we started doing that, but then his external went out on him when he got halfway through the album. So since then, from 2013, we created 27 songs in between. We that was for the album. And we didn't even know that we was actually creating an album at the time. What happened, Damien hit me up and was like, man, I'm going to go ahead and put out this album. The name of the album is going to be Rise. told me the definition behind it, and told me everything. He said there are some old songs that we've done before that I do want to put on it. And he did. It was a couple songs that he written years ago, back in 2013. He just redid the music and then put it on the album. But that Rise album is out. Have you had the chance to hear that?
Oh yes, man. Brother, the whole album is just dope, man. I enjoyed all of it. All of it. Like, it is awesome, brother.
And that album, I actually was able to record it, mix it, and master it.
Wow.
It took me a long time.
But when I tell you, you did an awesome job. You did an awesome job, brother.
I appreciate it.
Yes, man.
But I was going through the process of doing that, and I had to give myself breaks in between. Like, after the recording, I didn't listen to the album for a week. Then I started mixing the records. Once I had every song mixed and Damien's approval on every last mix, I went 2 weeks without listening to one individual record from the album.
Yeah.
And then that's when I started the mastering process. Because I didn't want to hear it. Your ears will get tired of it, and then you'll be hearing the same thing over and over and over, so you don't hear your mistakes. So,
that's true. That's true. You got to space it.
Right, you got to space that. You got to put that time in there. So when I went back to master it, I haven't heard not one song on it in 2 weeks. But then I throw the master together. Once I put the master together and I finished it, I would start hearing mixing mistakes. So the master exposed some things I did wrong in the mix.
Yeah.
So now I had to go back, fix the mix, and rebounce it out, and then go back and remaster it. It took some time. But we got it together, man, and it was dope, man. I mean, but stuff like that happens, man. You're gonna have hard drive failure. It's gonna be mistakes. It's gonna be a lot of downtime. It's gonna be a lot of downtime.
That just happened to me, man, with the hard drive, man. It just happened to me. So
and I saw your post. I saw your post about that.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. Like, it's I got a backup one that got like some of my older stuff on it that I put on that one. So I still got I got access to stuff, but I lost like a lot of my recent stuff. So right now I'm just in the process of trying to recover what I can.
Right.
And I'm gonna just, gotta keep it moving, man.
Right.
Yeah.
I really, really appreciate you being a part of this podcast, man. Inviting the people into your life, letting the people know what you're doing, what you got going on. And anytime you're about to put out something, man, let me know, man. I could bring you back on another episode and we can dive.
Oh, yeah, man. I would love to do that.
So we can dive deep into what you're doing, the reason behind what you're doing, and we're going to just dive into it so people can know the story behind it. So you'll have your interview out for that particular album as well. Anything that I could do to actually help you put it out, let's do it. I'm ready to work. So with that being said, people, I want everybody to go follow Benaiah Urquhart on all his handles. Find him on Facebook, IG. Go ahead and give us your handle names.
Oh, right now, my Benaiah Urquhart is my name on Facebook, and you can find me on Instagram with the same name. So I'm government all the way around.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's cool. With that being said, keep your ears open, keep your eyes closed, and a lot of y'all won't understand it, but the true ones do. Peace.